Hey guys, so this is a quick video going over what I'm doing after importing the pack. Yeah, we set the lighting to deferred and the color space to linear and applied the correct shaders so everything's working good. But now we want image effects, we want to know what's going on with this demo scene and just stuff like that. So what I'll do first is go over what I did with the demo scene to get it as best as I could for you guys on import to just do what you want, have fun, play, drop some AI bots and your controller and just run around and have fun. I did not include layers, like I said in the last video, I did not include layers or anything, so that's something that would have to be set, but I did create the objects and everything so you can just search for them and set their layers without having to go through a hassle. So navigation's already baked. I created a separate terrain. You can see terrain GI nav. It doesn't have any trees or plants or anything. So, these little ground cover things aren't affecting the navigation because, the player can walk over that. The bots, they don't have to worry about grass. The trees are game objects. So they have it's more than just a capsule collider, even though they do have a capsule collider set up if you want to use as tree objects. Right now, using a custom mesh collider for the bark, and that goes for almost every tree except for simple ones like the papaya, which is using a capsule collider for performance reasons. Yeah, so everything should work, the navigation, everything, and even with the bridges, I have custom colliders for that I'll show you in a little bit. Also, occlusion's baked. So the only thing I didn't have was lighting because I have issues with getting lighting to work properly. Alright, so now we'll just search GI. So this will show you all the GI that I use. The extra things are basically just standard shaded static objects that, over shader, forward shaders, or things like that don't work with global illumination or reflection probes or anything. So we go here and enable that. And you can see, once we delete the search, you see the static waterfall under the water. This should be like I can't see it, but it should be like static water underneath. And this just helps with getting everything working. Like if you're using SCGI, Sonic Ether Global Illumination, it will work great. Yeah, that's what I use. So you could set the GI, all these GI things to a certain GI layer that's hidden from the main camera, and then use the, have it with that and hide these like as particles and stuff from the GI. So it works great. Also for simple things like reflection probes, it's needed. So we'll hide those again since I'm not setting up the layers at the moment. Alright, and other things, yeah, colliders, I mentioned those. So let's load those. So with these, I just disabled the mesh renderer. Of course, they're using default layer again, but I would set that to a certain navigation layer in the final project. But you, yeah, enable the mesh renderer, and you can see just, cubes I set up with certain objects that, like these boards, you might want a, raycast bullet or something to pass through, but you don't want the player or bot to have to worry about these little gaps. It's just going to be bumpy ride. So, yeah, you can use these just for the player and navigation baking. And then, leave the raycast for the more complex collider if I could load it. Yeah, there you go. You can see the collider. And what's the other? Yes, now just image effects. So I already imported this into the scene. This will be, I'll have it linked in the description, it'll be to the forum. But this is just the base TFP 1.1 extra. It includes controllers, just prefabs already set up with scripts and image effects. Editor for some of the scripts. Extra prefabs. This is on volumetric, the same particle effects included with Tropical Forest Pack, but with volumetric lighting set up. So, yeah, when you have the controller set up, then these will contribute to the volumetric lighting. So it's a cool effect. Gives you like a fog light around it. It won't work if you import these just in an empty project without Tropical Forest Pack because they're using the same textures and everything from the Tropical Forest Pack. Only difference is the light, using volumetric lighting right there. All right, so post-processing. This is using Unity's post-process stack 1.02, I believe. I tried 2.0, it doesn't work at all for me. So in 2017.1 and 5.6 on this post-processing stack works great. On 1.02, it's really cool. That was nice of Unity to make, because we needed a good post-processing for an engine, you know, directly out without having to spend $60. All right, standard assets. Volumetric. This is a volumetric lighting package from, you know, it's open source. The developer on the Unity forums, I'll have a link to his page on his thread. Really awesome for him to make, because, you know, volumetric lighting is amazing, and to have it out of the bat is great. I know Unity's been working on one, but I haven't seen any results from that yet on the Unity labs. But this works great. Performance is pretty good. Very happy with that. And these are just the directional lights on same values as the demo scenes. You can see directional light. This will be fine in this scene. Directional light TFP in the TFP scene if you wanted the exact rotation. So yeah, this is just what I use in the screenshots and videos. That's what this pack is for. If you want to know what's in the scene, if you like it, if you hate it, whatever, the scene that I have in the videos and screenshots, what the lighting looks like. So I'll show you that in a second. So let me delete this prefab. Let me load in the volumetric directional light, and let me disable the fly camera. Oh, let me get rid of these colliders. Sorry, I left those. There we go. Alright, so now I will load in the controller, and we can load them anywhere. Just put them right here, I guess. And you can instantly see the image effects applied to the scene view. So that's pretty awesome. It's working great, 2017.1. And there you go. You can't see the volumetric lighting or, anti-aliasing in the scene view, but let's load it. Also, with the first-person controller prefab, I have a script attached with help on writing it from the Unity forum. A few users on the Unity forum helped me write it. But basically, it just when reacting to colliders or certain triggers or tags, then it lowers the value so that lowers the value of the ambient, and also switches audio channels so that the outside ambient volume is lowered. So it's really cool when you go in like a cave or something. Of course, real global illumination's a much better solution, because you'll see when I go in this cave how it looks. But okay, so here you see the volumetric lighting, all that going on, so it's pretty cool. And we'll go in here and you'll see a transition. It's not great, but it's better than being in here and it's bright ambience. Okay, so you get a really nice effect with the bloom and everything. So I'm very happy with that. So we go out here and tone mapping adjust. So that's pretty cool. It's great to have these image effects. Alright, so we're going to drop down here in this rock, and yeah, so that's it. You got the volumetric lighting, you got the image effects. This is what I'll be using, same settings for the screenshots, demos, videos, and stuff. If I have a demo, video, or screenshot with effects that aren't here, that are like SCGI or on Color Map Ultra, then I'll have it listed. But most of everything will just be this default free open source effects. So pretty cool. Alright, so that's it. That should work great. You can see the script. I'll show that real quick. Yeah, the cave audio. So you can set the different settings. If you were to change the ambient settings here, and you change the outdoor one so it doesn't change automatically when you load the scene. And of course, reflection probes placed all over the place. Let me load them in so you can see them all. So different parts of the scene and the caves and everything. So they're all, importance values are set so that, the cave has more importance than the, outside of the cave. So everything should work properly. And yeah. So yeah, I just want to get it as good as I can for you guys to just drop a player and some bots in these demo scenes and just have fun. This is a more complex demo scene than the other one, which is just mostly terrain, you know, foliage. But yeah, I hope you guys have fun with it, and you know, that's the main reason. You just want it to work right off the bat. And with these on TFP 1.1 Extra, there might be import issues with new Unity versions, since you know it has a few more scripts going on than the art pack. But it's an easy fix. You can just message me, say, hey, volumetric lighting is not working. And if there's a fix on the devs page, then yeah, I can update it within a few minutes, since I don't have to go through the asset store for this on just the extra folder. So yeah, I'll have a link for all that stuff, and yeah, hopefully work out good. All right, have fun. Thanks, guys.